All right, everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first-time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video and to stay tuned on in towards the second half of this video, guys. Right after this chart analysis, I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys, as well as the home runs that we hit today. We went 3 for 3. Our lowest home run was 25% plus, and our highest were 40% plus on the day, guys. Great opportunities with these two. A total amount of 105% within the whole entire spectrum of how much these stocks went up on the day. And within all that space, there was enough room to make 5 to 10%, 10 to 20%, 20% plus was a home run. And we nailed it with all three. If that's something that interests you and you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together to maximize profits and minimize losses. So here we are with SENS, Senseonics Holdings Inc. And this stock pulled back in the pre-market. Almost looked like, and even up to the opening, it looked like it was not going to go any higher. And like I always say, every setback, which sometimes looks like a setback, is a setup to go higher. And now it's consolidating. So what it's going to need is a whole entire new catalyst to go higher. If you saw yesterday's video, the reason why it jumped was on the promise study of the continuous glucose monitor of the 180-day sensor, which they're trying to get FDA approval, has been very promising for the results that it's giving and how it does its work, right? So this jumped up pretty high to 320. It pulled back. This was one of our stocks we mentioned this morning, and it went up 40% plus after that dip and run. Pretty impressive. A lot of investors took advantage of it. And those that have been holding or buying for long-term opportunities, I mean, this catalyst and run is pretty nice. We're going to have to see if it goes into next week. But right now, the most important thing is that it stays above the 50-day moving average. So, currently sitting at 287. The 50-day moving average is 244. Anything above it is bullish. Anything below it is bearish. Our first support level to watch here is 281. That gets broken through, I'd watch it very carefully. And if that gets broken through pretty quickly, the next support is close to the second lowest point of the day, and that's 256. See how it reacts within that area if the bulls try to reappear and bring it back up, or if the bears are tearing this one down fast and getting closer to the 50-day moving average of 244. Now, the first resistance that the bulls need to break through is right here at 307 to continue pushing upwards further away from the 50-day moving average. But to continue the momentum with strength for the bulls to go up higher and higher, well, they need to break through the highest point of the day, and that is 320, guys. 320 needs to be turned into a support so that the bulls can push upwards, reach newer highs, new resistance levels, continue this momentum. And this news is huge, guys, because this is one step closer to FDA approval and actually showing that Senseonics SENS stock has a product that can compete with its competitors and actually come in and get its piece of the pie, and if not, hopefully dominate, right? Now, I want to go ahead and give recognition to an investor that took the time to go ahead and mention this comment, responding to someone's comment saying basically that a lot of the stocks I mentioned towards the second half of the video are stocks that I mentioned after they happen. And yes, maybe they're right in the sense that I mention it after it happens because you're seeing it here on YouTube. Obviously, that's normal. You weren't part of the chat. If you were in the chat, you would have saw when I talked about it live, because I always show the time of the message, which is usually in the pre-market, about 30 minutes to an hour before the market opens. That's when I usually send them out. And then I show you the charts on how it was and where it was where I mentioned it and what happened after. So to me, it seems like I send them out beforehand. I don't know if the person's looking at the chart upside down or not looking at the part where it comes to me sending out the messages, because I'm pretty transparent. Now, before I read this to you guys, I want to go ahead and show you guys a retracement that I did of this week's performance. These are all the stocks I mentioned this week on the daily watch list, right? And I'm usually looking for 5 to 10% on a regular day, 10 to 20% on a great day, and 20% plus is a home run. We hit several home runs here, okay? Doesn't mean that every single investor can go ahead and get the full spectrum of the run. Some people get 10, some people get 20, some people get beyond 20, some people just get 5, 8, whatever works for you, right? It's all about just catching the momentum and getting your piece of the pie within these runs, right? The total possible outcome for the week was 359%. And I stated here at an average of 3% to 5% a day is 42 to 70% in a week, guys. That is phenomenal performance. This does not mean that it constitutes to guarantee future results to be the same, but this is what we look for consistently, guys. And let's say that out of 100%, instead of 100%, we get 70, 80% of the stocks that we mentioned in the week to go up some several percentages. Well, that's really great also, but this was 100%. I just wanted to show you guys this week's performance just so you could see. And if you watch the second half of the videos, you can keep track of them and you'll see that all of these, you can go ahead and retrace them yourself in my videos. You will see that all these stocks went up this amount. And all the people in the stock group that we have over at the Discord, they've seen this live and they know it. They know it. And the average of 3% to 5% a day is a nice little goal that can give you 42 to 70% in a week with all the opportunities that I mentioned, guys. So the opportunities are there. Don't ever give up on the stock market. And if you're trying to become a day trader, it is not impossible. And if you want to learn more, you can become part of a growing community with us. But let me read this to you guys. And then we're going to jump into the stocks I mentioned this morning and the ticker symbol you won't want to miss. But this person said, you know, they respect the person's skeptic outlook on the stuff. And they defended me by saying that I do mention these beforehand, right? Giving access to the Discord and joining gives you all this opportunity to experience it. They stated I'm a very intelligent guy, which I want to say thank you to those kind words. More intelligent and smart are all the investors collectively in our community. We have a great group of intelligent and smart investors, all looking for the great opportunities throughout the day as well. So I'm not the only one. Every single one of you in the group and even here on the channel are intelligent and smart as well. But thank you for those kind words. And they stated, I don't go out passing compliments to just anyone. I can't even think of a time that he's been wrong. Now, and I'm not perfect, right? But they're there. Those results, you know, I work hard for them every single day because when I wake up in the stock market, every single opportunity I'm looking for is to make money, guys. And by joining, you get a sneak peek of what I'm watching and get to go ahead and tune on in with these opportunities. So yes, here on the videos, you're finding out about them after the fact, right? But in the Discord, you get to see them every single day live and you're going to catch them before the fact. And I show you guys here on the videos, you'll see for yourself. As I show you guys now, the ticker symbols I mentioned this morning, all I ask for is 3 to 5 more minutes of your time. And the ticker symbol you won't want to miss that you definitely want to add to your watch list. Stay tuned. So the ticker symbol I have for you guys today is one that I've mentioned before as it was getting closer to $10. And since it hit that, it's bounced back up, came back down closer to $10. And right now it's up between 15 to 20% since I mentioned it. And there's so much more room for this one moving forward. This is definitely a stock you want to have on your watch list if you don't have it already. We're going to look at its chart in just a moment. But I want to share with you guys today's home runs. We went 3 for 3 with our stocks today. It was phenomenal. And I want to also share with you guys the opportunities we had all week. What were the possibilities? And if you set a structure and goal, the opportunities are there. By joining us over at the Discord, you'll be able to become part of this. The link is down below in the description. We look forward to having you join us and you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So this is the stocks I mentioned this morning. I talked about BBIG, and then I also talked about SENS. Now, I did a video on this yesterday. There's a lot going on with this stock, even for the long term, not just the short term. We caught it at 267. BBIG, we caught it at 381. And I talked about WINT at 259. Let's look at these charts together to see how they performed. So let's go ahead and see this together here as I pull it up. So the first one was BBIG. I caught it at 381. And that was nearly the low in the pre-market. It had jumped up almost 10%, pulled back down, and then it took off to a highest point of 25% plus. This was a home run for the day. Anything above 20% is phenomenal. I look for 5 to 10% on a regular day, 10 to 20% on a great day, and 20% plus is a home run. This was another home run. We caught SENS at 267 when I mentioned it in the morning, had jumped up a little bit, pulled back down, hit lows close to the 250, 253 range, and it took off after that in just a few minutes after that and leading into the next hour, a highest point of 40% plus. This was phenomenal. Now, this had jumped yesterday in the aftermarket hours because of news, and that news was about to spark another catalyst on a Friday because everyone's finding out about it. And not only just now, this might have catalyst potential even moving forward if there's more updates on this and so forth. Now, the other one was WINT. I mentioned it at 259, pulled back a little bit to 245 range, and it took off, giving almost 10% right away, pulled back down and took off to a 40% plus opportunity above 330 range, almost 340. Like 339 was the peak, and since then it pulled back and jumped up again. So 40% plus on this one, 40% plus on this one, and 25% plus. I mean, in just one day, there was enough room between all of these to make 5 to 10%, 10 to 20%, and 20% plus on the day. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you guys is this week's performance. These are all the stocks I've mentioned this week and the percentage gains at their highest point. Doesn't guarantee that that's what every single investor can experience, but between all this type of movement and up and down, there's enough room for an investor that is positioning themselves for the opportunities to make anywhere from even not 5 to 10% like I say on a regular day, but even 3 to 5%. If you look at all these percentages, there was enough room. It's all about timing and execution, and the total possible percentages gains was 359%, and at an average of 3 to 5% a day, that can constitute to 42% to 70% in just a week. Obviously, it takes time and execution to get things correct, practice, but when you practice and you learn, if you don't have much experience day trading and you use a simulator, once you sharpen your skills, you know, the opportunities are endless, and you can become part of that by joining us. The link is down below in the description. This has been a phenomenal week, but what's the ticker symbol you want to add to your watch list? Well, it's PSFE. I've talked about PaySafe before. I've talked about what they do, what sector they're in, and we caught this one as it was going lower, hit close to the $10 range, was picking up steam, hit highs here of 1260s, pulled back down close to the $10 mark at the beginning of June, and it's picking up steam again. When I look at this chart, you know, I look at it from the bigger picture. It's pulled back down, and this is kind of sitting sideways with a lot of volatility up and down, but this is given enough swing trade opportunities. This is given enough opportunities to buy and keep your average cost low or average down, and this is a long-term opportunity from the sector that it's in, the potential that it has, and what they do. PaySafe is going to be a big thing moving forward. I'm not saying it's going to be like a Square. I'm not saying it's going to be like a Wix.com. I'm not saying it's going to be like those payment processors, but or a PayPal, but it's going to get its piece of the share in the sector and in this niche. You want to do your research and due diligence on this one to understand it and further understand everything about it. Check out their website. I believe they have a website. And once you do that, you'll be able to make a rational decision as an investor to go ahead and maximize profits and minimize losses with the opportunities that I share with you guys. It's not financial advice. I'm just here to share with you guys what I'm watching and enlighten everyone on possible overlooking possibilities that people may not be aware of, or they just didn't see it. And I'm here to enlighten everyone. And as always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.